today's edition of Pegasus Task. On today's edition, we're going to cover magazine loading. Magazine loading sounds like a pretty boring subject and not really worthy of a video, but that's not truly the case. With the amount of new shooters that are coming on board in 2020 for various reasons, there's a whole lot more gun owners out there now that just haven't been exposed to these skills from either prior military service or being shooters all their lives or whatever. So even the simple task of loading a magazine is daunting to some people, especially lady shooters. So I figured I'd do this quick little video on the proper way to load the magazine you just got with your new pistol. I'm not 100% sure who was the first gun manufacturer to include a magazine loading device for pistol magazines with their pistol, but if they weren't first, Glock was one of the first for sure. And every Glock I've ever seen comes with this little device right here, and it's specifically for loading magazines to make it easier. Now, one of your questions might be, why does the manufacturer include a magazine loading device with the gun nowadays when they used to not to? Well, one, it's marketing. Two, magazines have gotten bigger. And three, before you just kind of learn to get through it. I don't even use them that much personally because I'm just so akin to just smashing my thumbs loading magazines that I'm used to it now, so I just do it. Now there's nothing that says that you can't load a magazine that you receive with your new, in this case Glock 19, manually. You know, there's nothing that says you can't just slide around in like that. And if you're going to do it by hand, you push down and you slide back as such. Well, the problem with that, as you probably notice, is each round you put in, the spring tension gets harder and harder to push it in. Now I've just put 5 rounds in and hey, you know, that was no challenge. But when I get down to round 15, getting that in is a big challenge. And some pistols, when the magazines are new, you gotta have the strength of Superman to basically get those last couple rounds in. I know when I first got my Beretta APX in particular, getting round 17 into the magazine was a real challenge. Now, after using it for a while, it's gotten a little bit easier, but in the beginning, you know, thumb was getting a real workout. And that's where this device comes in. It allows you to put those rounds in with less effort to get them in. So how exactly does this little piece of plastic with odd shapes in it help you load your magazine? Well, first of all, you have the gap in the front that you see here. You put that in over the magazine so the bullets will be coming out or going in through that gap. And here's basically how it works. There's this little nub right there. When you apply downward pressure, it pushes the round out of the way and takes tension off so you can slide that round in just enough to get the base of the cartridge under the lips. So as you let up, you can then push the round back. And you just, to load the next round in, push down, put it in, push it back, push down, put it in, slide up while you push back. And I apologize for that drifting out of the camera lens there. It's a little hard to do this in reverse. But that's basically how this device works. Now, there are other devices on the market that you can get to do this that are a little bit easier than this little piece of plastic that comes with the pistol. Remember, they're giving this as a free add-on, so Glock's not putting a lot of money into doing this, and clearly it's a piece of plastic they can bang out of a mold pretty quickly. The Maglula Uplula is probably a device that you should consider getting if even this doesn't work for you or you want it to be slightly easier. We'll do a video on that particular device in the future, but it's about $17 to $20 and it makes loading the magazines even a little bit easier than using this. Here we have a little bit closer up front view of how this works. So you take the loader, put it over the top of the magazine. The nub should be between the feed lips and on the case of the cartridge. Pushing down, and it makes it easier if you have a hard surface like a tabletop to do this, but your knee or your thigh works just as well. Slide the round in until it's under the feed lips, as such, let off and push back. It's kind of a bit of an acquired skill, but once you've done it a few times, it gets very easy. Push down, get the round under the feed lips, push back while letting up. Down, slide under the feed lips, push back while letting up. We hope you found this tutorial on how to load your magazines helpful and informative. If you're an old hat and already knew this, please show these techniques to a new shooter so their shooting experience can be a pleasant one and they can enjoy this hobby and not have some of the frustrations we've all learned the hard way. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future training techniques.